They are watching. Day 86. The Horizon had been orbiting Titan for 3 weeks, scanning the moon's methane lakes and frozen surface for anomalies. The mission had been uneventful, routine even. For the 4 crew members aboard, the monotonous hum of the ship's systems and the predictable cycles of data collection had become their rhythm. Commander Elena Reyes sat in the observation deck, her gaze fixed on Titan's hazy, orange atmosphere. The glow reminded her of Earth's sunsets, a sight she hadn't seen in nearly 3 months. She reached for her comlink, her voice steady and calm. Kapoor, status on the thermal scans? Dr. Ravi Kapoor, the mission's astrobiologist, replied from the lower deck. Still nothing significant. Titan's as barren as expected. Methane, hydrocarbons, no signs of anything organic. Keep at it, Elena replied. O'Connor, how's the ship holding up? Liam O'Connor, the flight engineer, chuckled softly over the comms. Stable as ever. You'd think this bird was built yesterday. Despite the calm professionalism, there was an undercurrent of restlessness among the crew. 3 months in space had a way of wearing on even the most seasoned astronauts. Sleep had become elusive, the isolation weighing heavier with each passing day. Hey Elena, came the voice of Nadia Alvarez, the mission's pilot. You ever get the feeling we're being watched out here? Elena frowned, her fingers hovering over the console. What do you mean? I don't know, Nadia said, her tone lighter, almost playful. It's just, space is so empty but it doesn't feel empty, you know? Like someone's out there just watching. Elena smirked. Sounds like you've been reading too much sci-fi. Nadia laughed, but the moment lingered. Day 87. The signal? It started with a vibration. Subtle at first, almost imperceptible. Elena noticed it while reviewing Titan's geological data. The Horizon's hull gave a faint shudder, as if responding to an external force. Did anyone else feel that? She asked over the comms. Yeah, Liam said from engineering. Thought it was just me. Checking the ship's stabilizers now. It's not mechanical, Ravi interjected from his station. I'm getting something strange on the spectrometer. A signal? Elena furrowed her brow. What kind of signal? It's faint, but it's coming from outside the ship. Ravi's voice grew more urgent. It's not natural. Too structured. Elena switched to the external scanners, her heart rate quickening as the data streamed in. The signal was indeed artificial, composed of low-frequency pulses that grew stronger with each passing second. Nadia's voice cut in. Commander, you might want to take a look at this. Elena turned to the observation deck's viewport and her breath caught. There, just beyond Titan's orbit, was something that hadn't been there moments ago. A massive metallic sphere. Its surface shimmered as if alive, reflecting Saturn's pale light. 4 hexagonal panels orbited its circumference, moving in perfect synchronicity. From its poles, faint bands of color rippled outward, like auroras frozen in the void. Kapoor, Elena said, her voice steady but strained. What am I looking at? Ravi's station was silent for a moment. Then, it's not on any of our charts. It's not human. I don't know what it is. The sphere began to emit a low, resonant hum, vibrating through the Horizon's hull. The sound wasn't deafening, but it burrowed into their minds, a deep, unsettling tone that seemed to resonate with their very bones. What's it doing? Nadia asked, her voice shaking. It's scanning us, Ravi whispered. Scans don't hum like that, Liam muttered. Elena gripped the console, her mind racing. Is it a threat? I don't know, Ravi said. But whatever it is, it knows we're here. The message. The hum intensified, and the ship's systems began to fail. Lights flickered. Monitors crackled with static. The air in the cabin grew colder as the environmental controls faltered. Main powers down. Liam shouted. Switching to reserves. Elena opened a channel to Earth. Control, this is Horizon. We have an unidentified object near Titan. We're losing systems. The comms cut off, replaced by the same metallic hum. Then, without warning, the sphere released a burst of light. It wasn't blinding, but it was all-encompassing, a flood of energy that seemed to penetrate the ship. The crew shielded their eyes, and when the light faded, something was different. The hum was gone. So was the fear. Elena checked the life monitors. Heart rates were still elevated but steadying. She opened her mouth to speak, but before she could, the comms crackled back to life. They are here, she whispered, barely able to get the words out. Her voice didn't feel like her own, as if something was compelling her to speak. Earthbound? For a moment, silence returned to the Horizon. Then the sphere began to move. It's heading toward Saturn's rings, Nadia said, her voice barely audible. No, Ravi said, his eyes glued to the data feed. It's heading toward Earth. Elena's hands trembled as she keyed the emergency beacon. The ship's lights flickered and the transmission cut off, but she was sure the message had gone through. Far away, the Rutan 600 was already receiving the sphere's signal. On Earth, Mission Control would soon see what the crew of the Horizon had just experienced. But for Elena and her team, one question lingered as they stared out at the retreating sphere. Why had it let them live?